Now, the most accurate weather forecast in South Texas with meteorologist Juan Acuna.
Well, you had fair warning that we were going to be experiencing plenty of heat over South Texas, and today was no different. As we look at our 6 WeatherBug network brought to you by Nissan Automotive and CCRV, with the exception of just a few fair weather cumulus clouds earlier in the day, that's all we had to offer as far as the weather was concerned. Otherwise, it was just hot out and about. And you can see some of those fair weather cumulus this afternoon. But right now, we are holding on to mostly clear skies and temperatures in the lower 90s after topping out at 93. Inland areas once again certainly reached the triple digits. And Falfurrias, you're still holding on to 101, but it's 97 off in George West. And if you're making your way along the coastline, those temperatures are holding on to the upper 80s to lower 90s. Even our water temperature once again out at Ball Paul Pier picked up to 85 degrees. Heat indice, of course, those dew points in the 70s haven't changed. 97 is what it feels like. 101 out in Kingsville, 105 out in Falfurrias, 103 George West, 101 from Beeville down to Orange Grove. Even Alice checking in at 102. But there is a nice breeze out there, southeasterly, pretty close to 20 miles an hour, sustained 15 to 20, I should say. And we'll look for a little bit more wind for tomorrow as well. But what that means is that more moisture is going to come off the Gulf of Mexico. That means our dew point's going to rise. So heat indices are actually going to be hotter for tomorrow afternoon. Take note of that if you're going to be working outdoors, and drink plenty of water to stay hydrated. Evening forecast for tonight calls for the lower 80s. Notice the winds do begin to relax some, still going around 10 to 15 miles an hour at 10 o'clock tonight. And then as we go to tomorrow morning, a little bit more wind to start off the day. So we're not looking for quite as much fog as we've seen over previous mornings, but nonetheless, especially going along 281, we could see that visibility drop to about 2 to 3 miles. Tomorrow afternoon, southeasterly winds will stay sustained close to 20 to 25 miles an hour, so a bit breezier over the next couple of days. Even as we go into Thursday, notice we start off breezy along the coastline, and then in the afternoon we'll see those sustained winds picking up close to 15 to 25 miles an hour once again. Clear skies rule South Texas at this point, and as we look to the north, this dry line continuing to stay there, and it's going to be there for the next several days. If you remember yesterday, there was an actual cold front that was up in North Texas. Completely gone. High pressure just basically ate that up and threw it out the window, and it's gone. As high pressure remains in control, there is Alberto, a subtropical depression. Over the next couple of days, it's going to turn into a remnant low, but lots of flooding rainfall over the southeast. And again, they're already dealing with some flooding rains, and they still have a few days of anywhere between 4 to 8 inches. These frontal boundaries up to the north of us, up and around the Pacific Northwest, this one is going to make a run for Texas. Unfortunately, though, it's going to run into that high pressure ridge, and it'll stall just north of central Texas. But what that's going to do here is make it even hotter as it tries to make its way into deep South Texas. Of course, yesterday we got some questions how the rest of the Atlantic was doing, and it's actually pretty quiet. There's nothing to be concerned about out in the central Atlantic basin. There's the high pressure ridge over the next several days. Notice what happens. These upper level disturbances make their way up to the north, go around the ridge of high pressure. That just means more subsidence over the state. That means hot temperatures as well. Notice that little disturbance that was off in the desert southwest. That completely goes away as the high pressure just completely eats that up as well. And this is a little depressing to show, but I wanted to show the long-range forecast. Notice that this mirrors the high pressure. All the rainfall is around us. And unfortunately, here in the coastal bend, it's not looking great as far as rainfall is concerned. So mid-90s tomorrow, heat indices 100 to 110. More wind, though, south-southeasterly 15 to 20 miles an hour. Forecast highs into the upper 80s to lower 90s along the coast. Triple digits from 100 to 102 from George West and Three Rivers, all the way down into Falfurrias as well. 7-day forecast, we go to 75, 94 tomorrow, 77 and 95 on Thursday, and then we get more sunshine. It gets even hotter on Saturday and Sunday with less wind, highs pretty close to 100, and morning lows jump up into the upper 70s. Lee, Priscilla.
All right.